Welcome to the NUUO Crystal training program. You are currently in the recording failover section. In this video, we will introduce the high efficiency and reliability of the Crystal recording failover, its ease of use, and its optimal application for video management. Preserving recording data safety is always one of our paramount considerations. Moreover, optimizing the efficiency of the failover server takeover and ensuring the ease of data retrieval have both been fundamental concepts driving our design of the Crystal recording failover. NUUO recording failover features an efficient and reliable N+M structure, easy deployment with recording failover built into every Crystal as with all our other services. By enabling this service on Crystal, you can immediately enjoy the convenience of having recording failover functionality on your system. No additional failover feature license fee. We only charge for camera licenses. For instance, let's say a system has 100 camera channels and would benefit from having the recording failover feature. To enable this feature, all the user needs to do is prepare the recording failover server plus the ultimate camera licenses for the 100 channels in the system. It also supports instant event and action management when events occur. By the way, please remember this feature is only available to ultimate level users. Here's a quick overview of why the N+M structure is so efficient and reliable. As mentioned, Crystal failover is designed as an N+M structure. On the left of the diagram is the traditional N+1 structure. On the right is an N+M structure. As you can see, for each structure there are 32 recording servers and 4 failover servers. To ensure security, given average server failure rates, to operate an N+1 structure securely, you might assign one failover server to back up every 8 recording servers. Thus, when one recording server fails, the failover server backs it up. But if a second recording server in the same group fails, there is now no server available to handle your recording needs. In an N+M structure, when one server fails, one failover backs it up. However, when a second server fails, there is a second failover server ready to assume recording duties too. It is often impossible to predict which server is most likely to fail. Nonetheless, the Crystal N+M structure can spread the risk to handle failovers efficiently and reliably. Now, let's take a look at the setup process. It takes only 4 easy steps to set up recording failover on your system. After preparing one Crystal and ensuring the system license is set to the ultimate level, we next need to 1. Enable the recording service on the Crystal via the Installation Wizard or Web Hardware Settings page, and then assign the recording server to the management server. 2. Second, we need to choose the failover type on the Config Client and Recording Server Properties page. 3. Assign desired settings to the recording failover server, including the volume group, auto backup, and event action sections. Next, assign the recording failover server to a failover group on the management server, recording failover page. You're done. You can now verify that all settings are in effect by carrying out a recording failover simulation. Let's watch a demo of the recording failover setup. After preparing NUUO Crystal and setting up your network-related information, log into Crystal hardware. Go to Network Service and enable the recording server service. Now, fill in the management server information to log into the management server. Log into Management Server by New Client and then go to the Config tab. Choose the recording server which is going to play the role of recording failover server in the system. On icon Service Type, choose Failover. Now, the assigned recording server will play the role of recording failover server in the system. On the tree list, it will be listed below Recording Failover Server. Now, let's set up the volume group of the recording failover server. We suggest assigning, at minimum, the same number of volume groups as the target recording server to ensure sufficient throughput. For example, if the recording server assigned to Failover has 2 volume groups, please assign 2 or more volume groups to the recording Failover server. Just add a volume group here, and then drag and drop the volume from the available volume group to the target volume group. The option of choosing multiple selections is available by pressing the Control key on the keyboard. Once you commit the settings, your settings are good to go. An additional option is to set up the video auto backup of the recording Failover server. To do so, enable auto backup and then fill in the FTP information. For the FTP location, we recommend assigning the same location as the target recording server. You can test the FTP connection here. Assign daily backup times, for example, 3 o'clock, and a backup period, for example, 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock. As such, at 3 o'clock every morning, all video recorded between 9 o'clock through 12 o'clock from the recording Failover server will be automatically backed up to the assigned FTP location. Now, the auto backup settings are complete. Setting up the events and actions of the recording Failover server on Event Action tab. The recording Failover server will inherit the recording server events. Now, we are going to set up the specific events and actions for the recording Failover server, such as the recording Failover server started or server disconnect. For more details about event and action setup, please refer to the NUUO video library. The last step is to assign the recording Failover server to a recording Failover server group. Go to the Management Server, Recording Failover tab. All servers should be assigned to the default recording Failover group. If you want to assign more groups, add a new group by clicking Add. Drag and drop recording server from the default Failover group to the assigned Failover group. Drag and drop recording Failover server from the default Failover group to the assigned Failover group. In this group, the 2 recording server will stand by 1 recording Failover servers. Next, run the recording Failover simulation to ensure all your settings are correct. If you focus in on any of the recording servers, you will see an icon appear next to it. By clicking on the icon, the system will simulate what happens following disconnection of the recording server. The user can now verify that the recording Failover server in the same group will start to fail over the recording server for 20 minutes. Notice that the icon status of the recording Failover server has changed, and that the connection status indicates Failover is active for the recording server. Now, all the settings are complete. On the Live View and Playback tab, New Client will stitch the video automatically. The camera is the only access point for video, regardless of whether the camera is being recorded by the recording server or the recording Failover server. Notice that the timeline displays different colors for video on the recording server and recording Failover server. Video from the recording server will display in blue, and video from recording Failover server will display in red. For further information, please visit the NUUO website at www.nuuo.com.